election coverage from West Bengal. We are in Kolkata outside the beautiful Victoria Memorial. For the first time, the BJP has emerged as a formidable opposition in the state. They have their eyes on the 42 parliamentary seats. But the TMC-ruled government claims they will sweep all of them. Election strategies apart, what are some of the issues on ground which affect people and are likely to influence their vote? We travelled across the state to figure that out. Mamata Banerjee had been in Bengal politics for decades, but Shingur marked her rise. She agitated for weeks against what she claimed was forcible acquisition of farmland for a Tata project in Bengal. Her success led her on to be projected as a pro-farmer leader. But currently, most farmers in Shingur are not really happy with the Chief Minister. We visit Shingur to find out why.
Here in Beraberi village of Singur, we come across Sheikh Lutfar Ahmed and Sabikul. They have two adjoining plots of lands which had been acquired by Tatas for the car factory. After the agitation, Sabikul got his 4 bigha of land back, but since then, it has been lying barren. The land is filled with boulders, rocks, completely uneven, making it impossible for the farmers to till it. Farmers in the area of Singur had been promised by the state that their land would be evened out and made worthy of cultivation. This promise had been made for close to 1,000 acres of land, the land which was carved out for the Tata project and then returned. But even 10 years since the agitation, and 8 years since Mamata came to power in the state, not much has changed.
তো আমার জমি না আরো আশপাশে যেসব জমি আছে সব জমিতেই ছড়িয়ে ছিটে পাথর পড়া আছে এবং লোহার রড আছে এখানে তো ট্রাক্টর এবং নাঙ্গল কিছু চলবে না তা এই রায় হবার পর সরকার বললে জমি সমান করে দেওয়া হবে কিন্তু আজ পর্যন্ত জমি সমান করে না
A batch of similar grievances led to thousands of farmers marching from Singur to Raj Bhavan last November. Sheikh Lutfar Ahmed was one of those who participated in the rally.
আমরা এখান থেকে রিলা করে আমরা এখান থেকে একটা মিটিং করে গেছিলাম রাজভবন পর্যন্ত ভিডিও পর্যন্ত ঘেরাও করেছিলাম ভিডিও বললো যে এখন আমাদের কিছু করার নেই আমরা জমি সম্পূর্ণ জমি চাষযোগ্য করে ফেরত দিয়ে দিচ্ছি আপনাদের যদি কিছু করণীয় থেকে উপর থেকে করুন এই সামনে রাস্তার গায়েটি আমার জমি
কত বিঘা জমি
এইটা ধরো না তুমি কাটা 15 হবে
Pachuri Das had less than a bigha of land in Beraberi village in Singur. He takes us home to introduce us to 2 of his sons who had been offered jobs during the Tata project, but now, due to a plot of land which cannot be cultivated, are doing odd jobs.
কাজ বন্ধ হয়ে গেল তারপর আবার আমি ফার্নিচারে কাজ করি সেই লাইনে আমি কাজ করছি আবার মাসে 3000 কোনো মাসে 2000 কোনো রকমের সংসার চলছে
আমাদের জমিকে ঠিক করে দাও বলছে আমরা ঠিক করব তোমরা নিজেরা আমরা কোথায় মাটি পাবো আমাদের অত পয়সা ক্ষমতা নেই
However, not the whole of Singur speaks in the same voice.
মানে বিঘে 1.5-2 ধান এবারে অক্সিজেনে এতে মাঠের ভিতরে করা হয়েছে যারা প্রজেক্টের ভিতরে সামনে বছরও তো করা হয়েছিল নাকি
TMC workers in Gopalnagar area of Singur insist that almost 40% of the land which had been acquired and returned to farmers is fit for agriculture.
ওগুলো কাজ হচ্ছিল কাজ হতে হতে কিছু বাকি রয়ে গেছে অল্প কিছু জায়গা তখন একটা পজিশন তৈরি করে দেয়া হয়েছিল সেই পজিশনের উপর চাষীদেরকে জমি মেপে জরিপ করে দেয়া হয়েছিল কিন্তু চাষ করতে গিয়ে দেখা যায় যে ওই জমিতে চাষ করতে গেলে কিছু ওই স্ট্রাকচার থাকার ফলে অসুবিধা হচ্ছে সরকারিভাবে আরো উদ্যোগ নিয়ে ওই জমিগুলোকে পরিষ্কার করার জন্য চেষ্টা চলছে
Singur, which falls under the Hooghly parliamentary constituency, is a prestige battle for Mamata. she's perceived to have successfully dealt with farmers' issues. Will the farmers in Singur put a spanner on that narrative?
The Citizenship Amendment Bill and the National Register of Citizens have both dominated the national debate of late. And these issues resonate in Bengal because a large chunk of Hindu refugees from Bangladesh live here and are awaiting their citizenship, something which has been promised to them by the Prime Minister himself. They are an influential vote bank in Bengal, and both the BJP and the TMC are wooing one family to win their favour.
A photo op which can draw huge political dividends. With the Citizenship Amendment Bill and the National Register of Citizens being part of the national debate ahead of the elections, the Mathua community is back in focus. And it's one family in Bengal which leads the Mathuas, settled in Assam and Bengal, which hold the key. Binapani Devi, the matriarch of the community in Bengal, is no more. She passed away at the age of 100 this month, but her presence looms large in Bengal politics. As we travel 3 hours away from Kolkata to Thakurnagar, posters with the image of the Bengal Chief Minister condoling her demise are strewn all over. The incumbent TMC MP from the area, Mamta Thakur, is also from the family. The Mathua community, originally from Bangladesh, had fled to West Bengal as they faced religious persecution after partition. But they are seen to be hugely significant in Bengal electoral politics.
We want only citizenship without any condition, nothing more. But this central government now, the dominating power, is imposing so many conditions to acquire citizenship. We protest it.
In 74 assembly constituencies and 7 parliamentary ones, the Mathuas have a strong influence. It's not just the state chief minister. The BJP has also wooed the community. The Prime Minister visited the late Binapani Devi both in 2014 and as recently as February this year. He addressed a rally from Thakurnagar during his February visit and promised citizenship to the community under the new act being brought by the government. But matters have gotten more complicated since then. The matriarch is no more and the house is divided.
Here in Thakurnagar, the Thakur family is hugely significant and influential, but also politically divided. We are just standing a few feet away from the residence of the TMC MP candidate from the area, Mamta Bala Thakur. But again, just a walking distance away, if we can move our camera this side, is the office of Shantanu Thakur, who belongs to the same family but is supporting the BJP. Both of them, just like their parties, have differing points of view when it comes to the NRC and the Citizenship Amendment Bill.
যখন নরেন্দ্র মোদী এসেছিল 2014 সালে কাচারি ময়দানে বারাসাতে এবং রানাঘাটে যে বক্তব্য দিয়ে গেছিল যে সেখানে যে আমরা যদি সত্তা আসতে পারি তাহলে আমরা সরলীকরণভাবে আমরা এটাকে একটা এনআরসি করব, কিন্তু সেটাকে কিন্তু সেইভাবে করেনি। যে বিলটা নিয়ে এসেছে 190 পাতার বিলটা, সেটা আমাদের জন্য প্রচণ্ড, যারা উপর বাংলার মানুষ এসেছে তাদের জন্য খুব ভয়াবহ।
The fact that 40 lakh names were left out of the National Register of Citizens in Assam, out of which 13 lakh names belong to the Mathuas, has also made it more difficult for the BJP. There were protests over in this July last year in Bengal.
असम का सिचुएशन थोड़ा दूसरा है। बंगाल में सब उधर के भी आए हुए इधर के लोग बंगाली हैं, यहाँ रहते हैं, यहाँ उस प्रकार प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। बंगाल असम में कई प्रकार जाति जनजाति हैं, वो सोचते हैं कि हमारा अधिकार छीना जाएगा, इसलिए थोड़ा वो थे, लेकिन आज सबसे बात हो गया है, सब मान लिए हैं।
The Mathua community have been in Bengal for decades, but they have gained political significance of late. They supported Mamta Banerjee during her winning elections in 2011. And of late, Narendra Modi was seen courting them. But especially with the Citizenship Amendment Bill debate and the NRC issue, the community is back in the news once again. But which side will they support in 2019? From Panchayat elections to national level Lok Sabha elections, there are always reports of political violence from Bengal. This time around, the centre has raised an alarm and the Chief Election Commissioner has spread out the elections in the state. But is there really a cause for concern? And is only one party inflicting political violence in Bengal?
Flag marches being carried out in Birbhum district of Bengal. Last year, very few from the Congress or the BJP could file nomination papers for the panchayat elections in the area as political violence got out of control. So now the EC and the government are being cautious. At least 7 companies of central forces have been deployed in 8 districts of Bengal.
The entire Bengal during this election be declared as sensitive.
With 42 parliamentary seats, elections will be held in 7 stages in Bengal.
Political violence is nothing new to Bengal. In fact, there have been a spate of incidents under the CPM rule of poll violence and booth capturing. Now, the BJP is gaining ground in certain pockets of the state, and there are victims of political violence on both sides.
45-year-old Shaktipada Sardar was murdered last August just a kilometer away from his home in Mandir Bazaar. He used to be a party worker for the TMC but switched to the BJP 2 years ago. 6 men were arrested in the case who allegedly belonged to the TMC. His wife, the sole earning member in a family of 7, is a witness in the case.
পার্টি করতে খুবই ভালোবাসে যখন দেখছে যে টিএমসি সব খাইয়ে আরম্ভ করে দিচ্ছে কোনো করেনি কোনো কাজ করছে না দেশের বলে খালি বদনাম নেই আমাদেরও কিছু নেয়নি দেখুন এই আমার ঘর বাড়ি আমার ঘরের চারে প্লাস্টিক লাগানো কোনো দিন কোনো কিছু নেয়নি তো উনি পার্টি ছেড়ে দিয়েছে বলে না এত এর মধ্যে থাকবো না তো যখন বিজেপি এলো 2-3 বছর আগে থাকতে বিজেপি উনি যোগ দিয়েছে যা কাজ করেছে আমি ঠিক খুশি নই কারণ পুলিশ আমার যেগুলো আমার বলেছিল যে আপনাদের ক্যাসেট করে জানাবো সব আসামি তুলবো এগুলো তো কিছু আসামি তোলেনি কিছু আসামির নামও কেটে বাদ দিয়েছে
কর্মী সবাই যারা উপস্থিত আছেন সকলকে আমার প্রণাম আপনারা সকলেই জানেন যে আমার স্বামীকে 9 ফেব্রুয়ারি খুন করা হয়েছে সেই পরিস্থিতির মোড়ে আমাকে এখানে আসা এটুকু বলে আমি শেষ করছি আমার বলার আর ভাষা নেই ধন্যবাদ
It's not just the opposition in the state who claim they are victims of violence. 25-year-old Rupali Biswas lost her husband Satyajit Biswas in February. Satyajit was a TMC MLA allegedly shot by BJP workers in February. Just a month later, Rupali was named the TMC Lok Sabha candidate from Ranaghat. She is out campaigning with her 1.5-year son in tow.
আমার স্বামী খুন হওয়ার পরে আমাকে ক্যান্ডিডেট করা হয়েছে তো আমি প্রথমে এটা শোনার পরে আমি কান্নায় ভেঙে পড়েছিলাম কারণ আমার স্বামী এই জায়গার যোগ্য ছিল সেখানে আমার স্বামী নেই সেই জন্য আমাকে এখানে প্রার্থী করা হয়েছে হ্যাঁ আমার স্বামীকে যারা হত্যা করেছে অবশ্যই আমি তাদের শাস্তি চাই আমি চাই শাস্তি শুধু শাস্তি নয় তার ফাঁসি চাই
এটা কি একটা পলিটিক্যাল ষড়যন্ত্র থ্রুতে তোমার মানে তুমি সেটাই বিশ্বাস
হ্যাঁ সেটাই আমি বিশ্বাস করছি
C-Vigil app, which has been launched to note poll-related complaints, is buzzing in Bengal, with already 1,000 complaints registered in the state. Now, with a heated contest predicted between BJP and TMC, the Election Commission is assessing and making a list of vulnerable areas in the state. The Jungle Mahal area of West Bengal largely houses its tribal population until just a few years ago was completely Maoist dominated. Now it's much safer and there are a few tourist destinations as well. But as the Chief Minister claims, is Jungle Mahal really smiling? Why is it that the BJP has been gaining ground over here steadily despite the TMC government having successfully curbed Maoist violence? Watch this report. We are around 4 hours away from Kolkata and entering an area which is known as Jangal Mahal in West Bengal. Now, this is an area traditionally known to be Maoist dominated, but ever since Mamata Banerjee came to power, she has consistently worked over here to push back the Maoists and bring in more development. Now, what we can see over here is that there are some roads which have been laid and some developmental projects which are going on, but we'll speak to people over here to understand their issues and their expectations from a new government. The Jangal Mahal area is inhabited by tribal communities in Bengal. Over the past decade, Trinamool had managed to build a stronghold here. But that saw erosion in 2018 Panchayat elections when BJP won 28 out of 79 seats in Jhargram alone. In Jhargram, we travel to Sandhapara village, and within minutes, we can see what ails the villagers. A clean drinking water project has been set up for Sandhapara and surrounding villages, but it's barely functional. We are at Belpahari village in Jhargram area, and this is one of the water tanks which had been created by the administration here in order to provide clean, safe drinking water to the locals. But what we found over here is that this is completely defunct, that work is not functioning in this area, and despite complaining to the local MP, the villagers haven't really found any sort of respite. Dada, apnar naam bolun?
আমার নাম গঙ্গাধর দে।
আচ্ছা, এই যে এটা চলছে, এটা কবে থেকে স্টার্ট হয়েছে, কি হয়েছে?
এটা বছর দুয়েক আগে এটা শুরু হয়েছিল, এখন মোটামুটি বন্ধ হয়ে গেছে।
Kavita Datta uses the nearby pond water for all her household work. But for drinking water, it's a long walk.
জল আমরা অনেক 1 মাইল দূরে বেলপাহাড়ি থেকে ছেড়া থেকে ও ছেড়া 2 কিলোমিটার দূর থেকে জেরিকিনে জল আনা হয় সাইকেলে। সেই জল আমরা 2 দিন 3 দিন ব্যবহার করছি, 1 গ্লাস করে জল নষ্ট। এই পুকুরের জলে বাসন ধুয়ে আমাদের শরীর খারাপ হচ্ছে বাচ্চাদের। Rita Datta, her neighbor, cycles to the neighboring village's tube well to fetch water for her children. আর তোমরা সবাই সাইকেলে করে জল আনো?
সাইকেলে করে 2 কিলোমিটার থেকে আমরাকে যেতে হয়, ঘরে রান্না বান্না বাচ্চা ছেড়ে দিয়ে ছেলেরা কাজ করবে না, জল এনে আমাদেরকে খাওয়াবে। তাহলে আমরা 2 কিলোমিটার সেখানে যাই, আবার ঝগড়া, তারা আমাদেরকে দিতে চায় না, তাদের গ্রামে তাদের জোর বেশি।
District administration says that they had built the project for 15 lakhs, but expected it to be maintained by villagers themselves. But those barely earning 100 rupees a day cannot afford it.
বলা হয়েছে মোটামুটি পঞ্চায়েত অফিসে বা বিডিও সাহেবের দপ্তরে যাওয়া হয়েছিল, সেখান থেকে বলছে আপনারা ইলেকট্রিক বিল এবং যে লোক অপারেট করার জন্য আছে তাদের ইয়ে দিতে হবে, তাদের যে খরচা আর কি কস্ট সেটা বেয়ার করতে হবে, তোমরা কালেকশন করো, সমস্ত ঘরে ঘরে দিয়ে করে চালাও।
Despite Trinamool government's efforts at bringing in development in the area, villagers in Belpahari area of Jhargram are struggling for basic necessity like water. A foundation has been laid, but there is no one to run it. The Jhargram district in Jangal Mahal is right next to the Jharkhand border. While the town has seen some development, the story is different in villages here. We go further into Belpahari to village Darra. But to reach the village, this is the only path we had. This is the only path the villagers have to connect them to the main road. Darra is a small village with a population of 150 people, consisting of members of the scheduled caste and tribe. They all have a job card under the government scheme, which entitles them to 100 days of guaranteed work at a minimum wage of 183 rupees per day. But when we checked it, there weren't any entries post 2010. We are here at Shoborpara in Belpahari area of Jhargram, and what we can see over here, we are talking to one lady here, and her job card is essentially showing that she has more or less worked only 3 days and her husband has worked 3 days of the year. They are entitled to getting 100 days of job. But that has not happened as per the job card details that we can see over here. This is an official government record that they keep with themselves. Apnar naam ta bolo to? Jharna Sampur. হ্যাঁ ঝর্ণা, তোমার এই যে কার্ডটা আমরা দেখছি এটাতে তুমি 3 দিন কাজ করেছো আর তোমার হাজবেন্ড 3 দিন কাজ করেছে, আর এটা আমরা দেখছি কবেকার, এটা 2006 আর 2008 এর এন্ট্রি আছে। তারপরে তোমরা কাজ পাওনি?
না, জব কার্ডের নাম নেই আর এতে কাজ পাবে না তোমরা। আচ্ছা, আর অন্য গ্রামের লোক পাচ্ছে কিন্তু আমাদের সবর পাড়ার লোক কেউ পায়নি।
বাঁচি বাঁচি লোক করে, তারা জমি আছে জায়গা তারা
আর যাদের জমি জায়গা নেই আমাদের তো দেখতে কিছুই নেই, আমাদের সেই বতরের উপরেই ভরসা। তবু কাজ না দিলে কি করবো বলো?
3 দিন আর একটা 20 দিনের এন্ট্রি আছে, আর বাকি হচ্ছে আরেকটা 2 দিনের এন্ট্রি। এটা 2008 এর আর এটা 2006 আর 8। তো 2008 এর পরে কেউ এখানে এটা বোধহয় 2000
মানে ওই যে বেঁচে বেঁচে নাই
এটা লোককে। তো এটা মানে 2006-8 এর পরে তোমরা এখানে কাজ পাও না কেন? না দিলে করব। The Block Development Officer of Jhargram claimed that there is an effort to employ as many tribals as possible, but was silent on whether it's a lack of jobs or oversight by authorities which has led to this problem. We travelled through the Belpahari region for the entire day and saw how tribals here don't even get basic facilities they are entitled to. Will this discontent hit the Trinamool government? Almost 30% of the population in West Bengal is Muslim. It's 20% in Kolkata alone. And just like 2014, first-time voters will play a huge role in this election. We spoke to some young Muslim voters to figure out what are the issues they will keep in mind while casting their vote. We are here outside Victoria Memorial in Kolkata. It's a beautiful sunny day and we are here to talk to some young people who will all be most likely first-time voters. They are from the Muslim community. All of them live in Kolkata in West Bengal, and we'll discuss with them what are some of the issues which affect them, which they will keep in mind while they are going to cast their vote this time around. First, let me just have a quick introduction. Your name, please?
My name is Aman.
Yours?
My name is Hanan.
Okay.
I am Ilma.
Okay.
My name is Ayan.
I'm Faiza.
All right. So, thanks for talking to us. Firstly, I just wanted to ask, and any one of you can choose to take the question to begin with, what is it that affects you?
As a first-time voter, the thing that affects me is what my present government is doing at the moment and whether I would like to re-elect it or not. Okay, if I am not happy with my present government, then I would, think of choosing other parties, as a better government.
Even before we think about GDP or employment or education, the first thing that comes to my mind as a Muslim woman is my safety. And when your house is on fire, when you're not safe, when you're as a person that you're not safe, you cannot think about economy, you cannot think about jobs, education. The first and the foremost priority is to be safe.
Everyone is a part of this nation. If something affects my brothers and sisters in another part of the country, it should affect us because that is the sense of nationality that we have been taught. The narrative is completely changing. The government that is in power and the opposition parties also, when you look at the election campaign, it's basically more on issues that don't concern us, that concern the politicians, than the issue that concerns the ordinary citizens. Unemployment, hunger, electricity, jobs, the issues, unfortunately, because it suits the politicians to talk about something else.
The local agenda and the national agenda are the same. It starts from the local people. So I've just graduated from college. So what I look for is employment and safety and issues which matter most. In the last 4 years of our government, the employment has been on a 40-year low. the environment has been the worst in the world.
What we have seen from the central government is also a push that they are saying, oh, we would want to be more inclusive. Triple Talaq Bill, Citizenship Amendment Bill. These are things that they are doing to try and be more inclusive. Do you think that that is a right step to be taken?
On one hand, you ban the Triple Talaq Bill. Okay, you do it for the Muslim women who are in distress. I absolutely agree with it. What about the other women of other communities who are abandoned by their husbands?
It is not about choosing the best government, it is about choosing the lesser evil. So what we see as I am a first-time voter, so what I want is a peaceful environment.
One particular message that you would want to send out to your leaders, to your politicians, what would that be? One from each of you.
The one thing that would be, and the only thing that would be, is to change your divisive politics.
I think that they should realize that the bar is really low. As the largest democracy in the world, we shouldn't be talking about freedom of speech and freedom of movement. And these should not be our issues. There are more burning issues that need to be spoken about.
India is a diverse country. There is a diversity in there's a unity in diversity. Let it be that way. Don't divide it.
It's actually childish if we keep on fighting over issues that are impertinent. There are other issues at hand. Please, I'm not supposed to be saying this. It might sound disrespectful, but it's time for us to grow up. Just that.
Going to the villages, opening food camps, opening medical shelters. These are things which actually bring a change and which will want us to vote for them again. So that is what I want from my government.
Very young, idealistic people over here who are, of course, the first-time voters, essentially talking about what matters to them. Here from Bengal, here from Kolkata, these are some of the issues which are going to affect them when they go to that polling booth. Director Dauta? So it's going to be a mix of national and local issues for the politically aware voter in Bengal, which will determine which party gets the maximum number of seats from the state. It's going to be a heated contest. Thanks for watching.